Hello everyone. In today's topic, we will understand about the sequence of flow when the class is having static block, instance block, constructor, and method in it. This is one of the interview questions, so thought to cover. So let's understand the sequence of execution via one of the sample program. So I have already created one class of name sequence of execution, and I have added some two methods and two constructor, default constructor and parameterized constructor. Then I have added one static block. Then I have added one instance block, instance initialization block as well. And I have intentionally kept those randomly, like first method, then default constructor, then static block, then this method with the first method name and then instance initialization block. Okay, and then there will be a parameterized constructor. Okay, so let's do one thing. Let me first let's say I will. Okay, so I have created one object and I'm calling both the methods sequentially. First I'm calling method 1 and second I'm calling method 2. So for methods, it will be called as per the sequence in the main method, like as we are calling method 1 first, so then method 1 will be called and method 2 will be called after method 1. So let's run the code and check the output. Okay, so if I take the console up, so it is saying that this is static block. That means whenever the object is created, first the static block will be executed. So this will be always executed first. Okay, so we can say it will be always exec executed first. Okay, so that's why we have updated static block. Then this is saying this is instance block. That means after static block, instance block will be executed. So but for instance block, it will always be executed before constructor for each object. Okay, so I'll let you know why I'm saying for each object, because I'm going to create another object and you will get to know why I have written this for each object. Okay, then it is saying that this is for parameterized constructor because as we have created the parameterized constructor here, so that's why it is calling parameterized constructor, and then method 1 and method 2. So if you observe, it has not called the default constructor. Okay, because there is no default object created, as we have created the object for parameter object with parameters, so parameterized constructor is called. So let me do one thing. Let me create one more object. Let's say I am creating another object here. Okay, and I'm giving it as object 1. Then there is no, because we need to create the object, so let me just create the object. Okay, so I'm not calling any method with this object 1 now. So let's run the code again and let's understand what will happen. So if you observe, as usual, as we said, static block will be called first, so that's happened. Then instance block is called because we have created first object, and then the parameterized constructor. As I said, the initialization block, it will always be executed before constructor for each object. Okay, so for this object, the instance initialization block got executed. Okay, so this way, then the parameterized constructor, matching parameterized constructor for this object got executed. Then we called these two methods, method 1 and method 2. Okay, which is obviously those are called. Now observe why I have said that instance block will be executed before constructor for each object. As we have created new object here, this instance initialization block got called again for this object, and then the deep matching default constructor got called. So that's the difference in between the constructor and this initialization block actually. So that's how the initialization block, if there are multiple objects created for the same class, then the initialization block will be executed for every object. So I hope you are, the sequence is clear now. The sequence is it will always be first static, so it will be always first static block. So let me write down here actually in a comment section so it will be easy. So first first preference static block. Okay, then second preference will be in instance initialization block, that will be per object. Okay, so as I seen per object, so as we are created first object, before creation of that first object, the first instant initialization block got called, then the matching constructor matching constructor of the object will be called. Okay, okay, so my spelling mistake, I'll just correct. Okay, so these all things are implicitly called, right? We are not calling it explicitly. So this is called implicitly. Okay, then instance initialization is also called implicitly. Okay, uh, okay, it's implicitly. Uh, this constructor is also said to be as called implicitly because we are not calling it sorry calling it through method name or something. We have just created the object, and finally at last the methods will be called as per calling sequence through the sequence of the object. Okay, as per calling sequence of the object, and this will be called explicitly because we need to call the methods explicitly via the object like this. If you are not calling it, then this will not be executed. So let me comment it out, and if you observe, and if I run the code now, this method won't be called. Okay, so it will just print the static block, instance block, then parameterize constructor, then again static block for second object, and the default constructor which is matching for second object. So that's how the sequence is, and it could be asked in a question giving this kind of methods, and they will ask what will be the output printed with some options. So always keep in mind that first preference will be always there for static block, which will be called implicitly. Then there will be a second preference for instance initialization block. So they might give you the two objects in the class, so that time you need to be sure that you have to write down, you have to choose the option which will have instance initialization block um, printed twice before each constructor. Okay, let me uncomment this method and I'll push the code to GitHub repository. Uh, okay, so to do that, I need to go to the root of this repository. I already set up it, and then just need to do git bash here. There is a video for this how to set up the GitHub and git bash basically. So now if I do the git status, it will give me that these things are pending. So what I'll do, I'll say git add. I'm adding everything, nothing specified, so I need to do uh, git add and let's say dot. Okay, so now it should have added everything, right? So I'm adding class path and everything because it's my project, so I'm not worried about messing up things. So someone who is cloning the repository, he has to modify the class path and everything. uh, Let me do git commit minus m, and I will say commit pending files. Okay, and then just do git push. Then it will ask me for the username password probably, or it is already stored, so it is not asking me. So if I go back on GitHub repository, this is my repository basically, and if I um, refresh it, so it will say commit pending files. So that was the message, and it has committed everything. So now there are two um, packages for now. So it has basic concept, so in that it will have sequence of execution. Okay, and this is the code which we have just seen. So it is there on the GitHub now if anyone wants to directly copy it. So yeah, that's it for this sequence of execution in Java thing. If you have any questions, as usual, you can write down in comment section or drop me an email. Thank you. Bye.